The dude that hit up Young Dolph cousin CEO Jizzle is Gucci Man artist Kato2x. A lot of people say that's the same guy that's Makeda's son. And this is why everybody's looking at it like, why would Gucci Man sign Makeda's son knowing that Gucci Man's supposed to be on Young Dolph's side? If he paid attention to it, he would have known that that's the same guy from the cookie shop, man. And now everybody's looking at it like, okay, so this whole thing was some retaliation setup. It was an inside job the whole time. That's why a lot of people got mad about Gucci Man and Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti and them might have even put the dude to actually go into 1017 to try to get the drop on the location of a lot of the dudes from PRE. This is how they got Young Dolph location, guys. This is everything that's coming out right now because at the end of the day, they knew for a fact that if they could get the cookie shop son inside 1017, then they could get PRE location drop. That's why Yo Gotti and Makeda's Raven was trying to work with each other. Raven said it herself. She was trying to be a part of CMG. So the only other way that they was able to make it work was if they got Makeda's son to set up the whole PRE crew. And that's why they went and made the arrest and everything like that. The DA came out and said that the evidence is substantial around him and that he dropped the 1017 chain right there on the front stage, right in the VIP, right after they hit up CEO Jizzle. He ran out the side and left a fingerprint on the door handle. When they went and swabbed that, they found out that the picture that matched in the surveillance camera was the same guy that was in the music video already with CEO Jizzle. And so this is how they got in. They got cool with it, made a song with it and everything like that. But then the same people he made the song with to do the collab is the same people that ended up coming back and plotting against, because the whole time he was actually Makeda's son in disguise as a 1017 rapper, but the whole time he was working for the cookie shop, and then they were still trying to wipe out the whole PRE. This is the reason why the people were saying that they targeted Young Dolph cousin specifically, because they knew he was going to show up to the Glorilla concert. They was all in the CMG concert that night, and so they for sure had the dude from 1017 walk up with the chain, and that's how he even got into the PRE section. Otherwise, if it was somebody that was actually beefing with them, if they would have known that that was Makeda's son in there, he had the Pooh Shiesty mask on. And so with the war in Memphis is going on because they got people working on both sides, giving the drop of the location to everybody else. That's why you still hear about a lot of people getting hit up. Casino Jizzle, CEO TZ, CEO Jizzle. It's a whole lot of people. And it seemed like that CMG and PRE, they trying to find ways to get inside of each other's camps and try to eat them alive from the inside to the out, man. Because you see how they sent that dude into Gucci Man's label. Whole time he was working undercover, man. A lot of people knew Kato2x was working with the other side. This is the reason why it was a lot of set tripping going on. They was doing songs with Key Glock. They was doing songs with over there with the cookie shop. But how could all them people be doing the songs with him like that and know that he was actually working with the cookie shop the whole entire time? This is the thing that don't make sense. A lot of people know that Memphis is small, but they all clicked up, but they all in different cliques. And sometimes some of them cliques was cool with Young Dolph before, but then they flipped, they changed for some reason because they thought Young Dolph signed one of the ops. And so Gucci Man did the same thing. One thing y'all gotta understand is that they trying to set a lot of people up, man. You know they trying to line up rappers in their own city for a lot of reasons, man, because people be too greedy. They trying to get all of this money and whatever. People put money on the head, the hits be sent out and everything like that. And this is why people moving and acting, because they really struggling. A lot of the people is actually broke right now. A lot of the rappers are super broke, so they going back to the streets. This is why you will see that these guys that supposedly, allegedly making money online and everything, they posted it on their Instagram. They posted it everywhere trying to flex and all that. But then they come back and they actually doing stuff in the streets because they know that they running dry and everything like that. They put all their eggs in one basket. And so at the end of the day, people know that a lot of people who's rocking with Young Dolph knew for a fact that it was a lot of people around Young Dolph that was trying to set him up. If you rocking with Young Dolph, go ahead, hit that comment section, put the dolphin for Young Dolph, Put the diamond for Duke the Jeweler, put the rocket for Takeoff, and let me know where y'all from or who you rocking with. Because these guys that actually plotted and planned to get on the Young Dolph side and the crew and everything like that to end up dropping the location to the other side, they knew what they was doing. They thought that nobody will find out that they the ones who dropped the location because they was working with the cookie shop son the whole time, who ended up finding a way to sign with 1017. And then he doubled back and came back and tried to get back for the fact that Black Youngster's brother got hit up and the fact that this Rico is about to come and unleash onto CMG. The feds are starting the whole entire thing because they starting to sweep Memphis before this trial for Young Dolph starts in 2024, because people know already that somebody's got to go down for this, and they might set an example, because at the end of the day, a lot of the people are saying that it's a lot of Dolph fans that's in the jury. It's a lot of people who was rocking with Young Dolph and calling him the king of Memphis and everything like that, because they knew for a fact that he was the one helping out. And so this is the reason why they trying to get to the bottom of this. A lot of people try to sweep this under the rug, but when they got Govan and he agreed and took the plea deal to actually turn Big Jook in, this is when they found out how they was going to plan on getting Yo Gotti. And then Moneybagg Yo went and took all the money out of CMG so that if the Rico does hit, they could secure and pay back Jay-Z. Because at the end of the day, Jay-Z can't save them from this. He told him to let Black Youngster off of CMG and drop him from the label, because him dissing Young Dolph in the gravesite and going there and everything like that and trying to bring the shovel with him to dig it or whatever he was trying to do. This is what got him in trouble. This is what got his brother hit up, because they seem to disrespect and everything like that. And a lot of people don't play about people messing with Young Dolph, because they should have left him alone. This is the reason why they got themselves in the Rico. A lot of them was talking too much. A lot of them went and did a lot of interviews and everything like that. Did you see how Big Moochie Grape was being asked about the prior beef with Young Dolph? The fact that he was the last person Young Dolph was with, coming back and everything. How did he know exactly what was going to happen and not to answer the phone? This is the thing that got a lot of people upset, because when the times mattered the most, the people who was supposed to be having Young Dolph back was nowhere to be found. They cut all lines of communication off between Young Dolph and the outside world. This is the reason why his phone calls wasn't going through. This is the reason why he didn't have anybody answering for him. Why is it that the fact that he's helping them make millions of dollars, but they would not answer the phone for him when he needed it the most? Young Dolph's brother was the only person to actually show up on scene and try to do something about it. He tried to spray down the dudes that was getting away, but he didn't know the fact that he already had Young Dolph was jumped and brought into the cookie shop from the back. By the time he showed up and realized everything was going on, he noticed the fact that it was something fishy in there. That's why he took the backpack, the Drake, and he brought the backpack with him. He tried to take it out the backpack, but by the time the dudes ran up on the store and everything like that, the windows and glass was already breaking. He had to hide behind the counter and everything, but he tried to go into the back of the kitchen and they slammed the door and locked it on him. This is the thing that didn't make sense. Why is it that the fact that they didn't let Young Dolph brother go free at that time? Because he was trying to help defend himself and everybody in that shop. But for some reason, when they talked to Maurice and they asked him who was the person that was blowing right there in the dreads and everything on footage, because when they called, a lot of calls came in. Yeah, it's a guy in the dreads that's running down the street blowing. He letting off a lot of, we just heard a 50 round go off. And so MPD started asking Maurice who did that, and he went and looked. He was looking around, and that was the Young Dolph. Whatever he said to them, they went and got Marcus Thornton after that, and they put him in the back of the squad car. We haven't seen him since, because what really happened in the back of that shop is that once Marcus Thornton, Young Dolph brother, realized that they tried to flank Young Dolph and pretty much jump him in there with a lot, like at least 10 people in the back of that shop. He seen the fire extinguisher that they tried to throw at his ankles. He realized that Young Dolph was able to escape out that back room where they had the rope in the office chair right after he was brought in with the U-Haul and everything like that. This is why he went, and he thought it was unusual that the parking spot that normally is meant for like the security and the guests that come in, it was a U-Haul parked there. And he's like, that's weird, because we don't remember Young Dolph doing the turkey drive at this particular address. So the last time they heard about it, Dolph was supposed to be on the way to the turkey drive. And so this is the scenario where when he got his keys stolen, That's when everything went south, man. They tried to take him out in that parking lot at the Ruth Chris. You seen that last picture where everybody was coming and getting their last picture with Dolph, trying to make him give him the autograph because they knew in about 5 minutes they was about to take him out cold, man. This is why they had the U-Haul waiting with the freezer temperature set exactly to where they could throw him in there, put him to the cookie shop, drag him in, try to do the tie-up and everything. But then they forgot. Dolph woke up. They didn't plan for him to actually fight back. So the time when Dolph got up out of there and he fought off 4 or 5 dudes that tried to come at his head, he ducked down, used his moves on everybody and everything like that. He ran out that back of that shop. This is where they set up a rope and everything that went out that door. As soon as young Dolph opened that door, he was running for his life, but they had the tripwire right there. As soon as he hit the tripwire, that's when the tripwire was set up to a rope with a trigger. And as soon as he tripped over that, he fell over and his bezel diamond watch hit the window, and that's how the window broke outward into the sidewalk. And at the same time, the tripwire was set to the trigger that ended up making the automatic drones pull up and everything, and they blew up, and they actually shot the walls and everything. They shot up the windows, and the dudes that came up in the white car was actually just acting like they was doing it, but whole time the dudes in the Bentley had the remote control to the drones that was actually trying to spray inside the shop. This is why when Dolph seen one of them after he tripped, he pulled out his purple strap, he hit one of the drones, boom, boom. That's how they got the still shot of the whole surveillance and everything. Then they had the drone come up and cut the ran wire to the whole ADT security footage. This is why they haven't released the young Dolph footage, because everything that it shows, they do not want y'all to know. You know, at the end of the day, that this whole thing was going to get swept under the rug. We need to get justice for young Dolph, and it's like we advocate. A lot of people need to advocate for that, because at the end of the day, they're trying to take out our leaders. They're trying to take out young Dolph, take off Duke the Jeweler and all of that, because they was getting it on their own, and a lot of people was pocket watching and hating because the jealousy, the envy, and the greed. And this is the reason why a lot of people need to realize that y'all got to subscribe to the channel and stay for all the updates.